Hello, my name is Nick Kavanaugh, and I am a senior here at Oliver Ames, currently enrolled in the Senior Project course. We are 1 week away from the final presentations, and I'm really excited for this because I can finally show off what I've done all year and all the great experience that I've had in this course and what I've been doing in my fieldwork. So, what exactly did I did? Just as a little recap, as you can see from this site, I studied travel and tourism, specifically planning a theoretical trip around the world. Now, I went into detail on this plan, and I planned for what I would do each day, what I would eat each day, how I would get from place to place, and I budgeted out the whole trip, did an agenda for, I think it was 257 days. One of the things that our course centers around is the idea of a learning stretch, something that you start with not knowing something completely and stretch over the course of the year of learning different things to help fulfill your end goal. And so my learning stretch from the beginning, I crafted this, and that is to learn how to plan and budget both a financially sound and realistic theoretical trip around the world. And over the course of the year, I really do feel like I fulfilled my learning stretch. I have always been interested in travel and tourism. I used to help my mom think of different cool places to go to and whatever with my family, but I never really had that hands on experience with planning out and fleshing out a whole trip fully in that level of detail. And so I really came a long way and learned different strategies and tactics I could use to plan a trip around the world or any trip in general. Some of these include learning how to spend less money at certain locations, whether it be finding cheaper flights, cheaper lodging, in addition to that, I also found ways to get the most out of a certain place through different tours that encompass a lot of activities, and also find things that don't cost money that would also be fun and engaging to do at a certain location. I also did a lot of research during this project, and I learned a lot about the cultures of the different locations I was trying to travel to. Apart from my actual field work, I learned a lot about researching and writing. My research paper on the unsustainable tourism industry in Dubai was a really big challenge for me, but I learned a lot about the process of writing a research paper at that level of academia. Um, I also learned a lot about how I can effectively cut down what I'm writing into a more succinct argument. This whole year was full of a lot of experiences that challenged me and made me very proud of the work I made. I was really proud of all the field work that I did and other events such as Community Night that took a lot out of me on the public speaking side and actually finishing and writing my research paper. But there was two experiences that really stood out the most that I am really proud of. The first being my actual trip to Mexico. I found out that I was going to Mexico as a Christmas gift from my family, and when I found out that, I made my mom let me have one day where I could actually use my agenda that I made up and I thought was theoretical and make it something concrete. So when we were in Mexico, I followed my agenda specifically. I had the exact tour book that I had researched originally, had the meals all planned out for that whole day, and it actually worked out perfectly when I was in Mexico. It was an amazing experience. We went to Chichen Itza, um, a Mayan cultural center in central Yucatan, a city called Valladolid, and we went for a sea note swim. And that tour was amazing. I learned a lot about Mexico and I learned a lot about the culture while I was there. But overall, it made me really proud to see that I thought this whole thing was going to be theoretical and I wasn't actually going to be able to do it, but it proved that it was realistic. And another thing that I'm really proud of is the final map that I made. This took a lot of work and a lot of things went wrong in the process of making this. I finished it about a week or two ago. But the reason why I'm proud of this is because it shows a visual representation of all the work that I did and all the agendas and all the routes and all the planning throughout the whole course of the year in my field work. But it provides a visual map pretty much that outlines everything I did in the exact order. And I think it was a really validating experience to be able to finish it and to be able to look at it and think, wow, I did a lot this year. If I have a few pieces of advice to give to any future senior project students whom I highly recommend take the course because it's truly a unique experience and it's truly something that you're not going to be able to normally do in high school. It's going to really help you for college, whether that be through the application process or actually in college. My three pieces of advice would be: number one, pick something you have a passion for and you actually want to do. That way, when you're doing your fieldwork hours, it doesn't seem like a chore, it seems like you're having fun, and you can spend a whole year doing something you truly love. Um, my number two thing would be: don't procrastinate. If you save it all to the end, you're going to be miserable in the last couple weeks. You have a whole year to pretty much do 40 hours of field work, and you use the time that you have in class and use the time that you have outside of class when you don't have any other homework to get ahead of yourself and make your final product really special. My third piece of advice would be: find a way to make your project unique. Find different little experiences that you can do that bring it to a next level, that bring you something personal out of it. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video and visiting my webpage. Specifically, I'd like to thank the Senior Project Evaluation Board for reviewing this video, or rather my whole website. I hope you like what you see with what I've done throughout this year with my project. And I'd also finally like to say thank you to Mr. Goldberg for always being there and supporting me throughout the whole process of creating this project. Again, thank you for viewing this video, and I hope you all have a great day.